Okay, how you doing? This is a little commentary I'm gonna give you here, and I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm getting pretty upset about the way the situation is going in the community, and let me tell you something. It's pretty bad, and the reason that it's pretty bad is because back in the 1980s, it was a situation that occurred that said we got a new deal coming. And the new deal was to put us, the people, in a category of, how would I say, be careful, watch out, pay attention to what you're doing, or you're going to jail. Okay? Which means that if you don't pay attention to what you're doing, you will go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. All right? So, what the situation is, it starts with the home front. And in the home front, a lot of people are not taking care of home. I'll put it to you like this. You know, you're afraid that the popo will come up in your house and your kids are running wild. Well, the reason that the kids are running wild is because they see that you, as a parent, running wild. You know, those of you that are drinking 40s, those of you that are buying 12 packs, those of you that are smoking weed, those of you that are smoking crack, those of you that are snorting, shooting up, whatever the situation is, these kids are looking at that and they're saying, what in the world is going on? So when you get mad at them and you start raising hell with them, they take off. Now what can you do? You can't call the popo. You don't call the popo. You have the popo coming up in your house smelling like weed, beer bottles everywhere, crack pipes. You know, what can you do? So you need to get yourself together. And look at you, woman. You going out. You got red and blue and orange and blonde hair. You're wearing stuff that you're busting out all over the place. Yeah, I mean, men like to look at that kind of stuff. They don't talk about you. But you think you look good. People say, man, I look good. You know, when you got orange and blue and red and purple hair, you look like a clown in a circus. People tell you look good because, you know what? They're not looking like you. They're making fun of you. Same thing with you brothers walking around with your pants hanging all off your backside. You know, you call that the swag. You know, I don't understand that. I've been around brothers that's been incarcerated. You know what they told me? They say that when your pants are hanging off your butt, it's because you somebody's girl in jail. Now you want to bring that from the jailhouse to the streets? Wouldn't be me, my brother. Nah, you can't. You shouldn't be. Nah, that's not an image. I worked on the farm, man. I chopped cotton. I worked at cow pastures. I worked, drove tractors. You know, I worked hard in the fields when I was coming up. When I was some of you guys' age. But you know what? When I stepped out, my shoes were shine. My pants had creases in them. My shirts looked real good. And if I had to wear a suit and a tie, I was spotioted. And I had some jingle in my jeans. I didn't have my jeans hanging off my butt because I didn't show any class. And as I progressed and moved up, I dressed accordingly. But you know what? If I wanted to be a rapper, I wanted to be in hip hop, I wanted to be a gangster rapper, I wanted to be on the street selling drugs, or if I wanted to be a street thug, I'd look like you. I mean, most people that do that, what do you think the police looking at? That's what they looking for. That's what they looking for. That's why you get harassed, because you look like you need to be harassed. So then they lock you up. Whether you got drugs on you, or whether you doing drugs, or whether you even in a drug area, you suspicious looking. And you say that's the style. Well, you can call it the style if you want. But look at the situation. Now, the child protective laws that they put on the books, they took discipline out the household. They took discipline out the schools. They took prayer out the schools. Pledge allegiance to the flag. So there's no love of God and country. So then what? Now you out in the street, your mama, your daddy, if they pop you one and tell you set your butt down and shut up, in the situation with the law, in most circumstances, that's called verbal and physical child abuse. Most people, especially if you out there and you doing what you have no business doing, you don't want the popo in your house. So your kid know that. So as soon as you pop him upside the head and say sit down and shut up, he takes off. You can't call the cops because your house smell like weed, or you got beer bottles everywhere, you got crackheads coming in and out, or whatever the situation might be. So now you look like, damn, I can't do nothing with my child. Well, let me tell you something. Your child go out there and get in trouble because the laws are on the books. They gonna make people make money. You gonna have police making money. You gonna have judges making money. You gonna have lawyers making money. You gonna have prison systems making money. Everybody gonna be making a dollar. And you know what? You still gonna be in that hellhole. You need to come up out of there. You need to stop what you're doing. Take a chill pill and think about it. Now here's the situation. These kids, you don't understand what's going on. When they tell you to move on and you start giving them a problem, the police, you going to jail. And you know what they're gonna charge you with? Disorderly conduct. That's it. Disorderly conduct. Now, say for instance, you're 14, 15 years old, 6, 7 years down the road, you get a nice job, you get a nice car, and you get pulled over, and they pop up your name and your license plate, and it says you've been a type of person that was disorderly. You might get a prick police officer, and he start jigging at you. Now, you already had a record because you did it years ago. They take you back downtown. They take your car. They impound your car. Now what you got? You're gonna be late for work or whatever you plan on doing. Now you got to go spend money to get your car out of tow. It's all unnecessary. But we need to wake up in our community. This is part one. This is DJ Dr. Sweetback talking to you with common sense, with a voice of reason. So that's all I gotta say right now. I'll come back at you in a little bit. This is part